Hello, 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 my Leos, my Lions. Woohoo! Welcome, welcome, welcome to a new week. We're doing the 11th through the 17th. Oh my goodness, we're already in the middle of January. Can you believe it? Where is time going? Where is time going? Literally. Hello, everyone. I'm Patti. I am your empath that does intuitive tarot and also do intuitive and spiritual coaching. Same thing as regular coaching, only from spiritual based, from the divine rather than secular. All your problems, challenges, things like that are basically guided by spirit rather than earth. So if that's something that you're interested, if you're going through challenges, troubles, anything like that, you can contact me, even ask me questions. I feel we need a one-on-one, then I'll let you know. However, everything else is free. You can go also to Get Balanced 2020 or Divine Warrior and hit the YouTube channels there, and there's lots of free videos. So and do that. And then if you want a intuitive tarot, if you want a tarot reading one-on-one, I do those, and those are booked through Divine Warrior, either one, because they're conjoined now. I got the websites together. So yeah, so it doesn't matter which one you click on, you're going to go to the same website. So it just is trying to keep it easy for everybody. All right, so let's get started. This is the 11th through the 17th for Leos. I am fighting some really low vibrations today, which means I don't know, there's a spiritual war coming or what, but something's popping up in the energies. So if you're feeling a little off today, the vibrations, the planets, the moon, that's probably what's going on. The planets, I'm going to tell you right now, from all the readings I've done this week, a lot of healing. I cannot believe how many times the serpent has come up in the oracle. I'd have to say 7 out of the 12 at least. This is number 11. 7 out of 11. Got one more reading to do. So I just can't believe it. So, but the thing is, I understand, because the planets right now, the way that everything is, it is a healing process. Like I keep repeating myself like a dead horse, but this is a healing process, people. It's just like, if you don't want to heal, then this cycle is just going to keep continuing on whatever you're going through that needs to heal, or this pattern, more destructive pattern, more low vibrational pattern, that kind of a thing. So, yeah, wow. So you really want to take heed to this time, because this is a time, because rewards are coming. And this is the time to really buckle down in this contraction phase that we're in. It's a contraction phase in this planet cycle that we're going through. It goes contraction, expansion. Right now we're in contraction. It's not fun. It's painful, but we got to go through it so that we can enjoy the rewards. So our first oracle out is fear. I just did a video on this. I don't know, maybe this is why the divine had me do it. I don't know. When he says for me to do a video, I do it. But I did a video on fear, a live video here last week, because a lot of it stifles us, a lot of us holds back. And it won't allow us to grow, because we're fearful of really digging deep and hurting or feeling those feelings a lot of the times. But the thing is that if we don't get there and rebuild that foundation, we can't have that beautiful home or beautiful life. And I say home because this week, I don't know why he's got me using this, but this week I talk about a home, like a dilapidating home that's starting to tilt and fall over. And somebody wants to build on that foundation. So what happens is, if they take that home and they just try to rebuild it up, it's not going to be strong. So a lot of the time, construction has you rip that house down. Hey, Star, welcome. It has you rip that house down. Then they look at the foundation. Is it cracked? Is it crumbling? Whatever. If it is, they have to rebuild that foundation, maybe even strip that foundation out and rebuild that foundation. Then they can put the new house on top of that. If they were to rebuild on that crumbling, cracked foundation and maybe patch it up, whatever would they use, that still could be a chance for that house to tilt or do whatever and get twisted, like our brains sometimes, and things like that. And then that will actually allow that beautiful home to maybe tilt or falter. So that's why it's really important to shed what it is, to rebuild that foundation in that. Like the serpent's been showing up. Serpent is about every time they want to grow, they have to shed an old skin. They grow, they shed an old skin. We have to get rid of stuff. But that's fearful to a lot of people. That is really fearful. When I was sexually abused and I had to go through my process of healing with that, it was very, very hard because then I had to relive that in my mind and figure out how, as a grown adult, that that's okay to let it go. Because now I'm a grown adult, I don't have to deal with that kind of stuff anymore. I have the power within me to say it'll never happen and allow that little girl to grow up. But it is fearful. It is very hard. When you, especially emotional abuse, I would say out of sexual abuse, emotional abuse, and verbal abuse, emotional abuse is the hardest to get through because it's so hard to let that go, because sometimes if we don't get the healing that we need, the fear that to heal, then we keep replaying those old records in our mind. And so we have to learn that not to be fearful and say, no, this is not going to happen anymore. I'm not going to allow this. And we have to retrain our brain completely. All right. So that's the energy out, the first energy out for this week. And then the future energy is partnership. So I don't know if that partnership is actually, and that's number 5. So it's still growing. It might be challenging. It might be a little bit unstable yet. 12, 3, and then fear is acknowledged, number 3. So fear is acknowledged. So it should be acknowledged. So these are things that will actually meld together. I can feel them melding together. So oh, thank you. So somebody's actually fearful to share certain things with their partner. I don't know who that is because not everybody is with a partner. But somebody is fearful to share. It's like, you keep those skeletons in the closet and then, you think that they're never going to be found out. However, if we don't share, we can't release that burden because then we're always living in fear. What if they find out, what if they, and it's not easy, to go through that. It's like dating for me. If I have to start dating, at some point I have to share that I was sexually abused because that is going to affect somebody else. Maybe I'm going to have a trigger one day. I haven't had triggers for years, but you just never know. And you don't want that partner to find out with skeletons in the closet because it affects your relationship. So being honest and truthful and doing in truth, as I always say, love and truth are the 2 main things, is that we have to be, if you have to walk on eggshells, then you're with the wrong person. If you cannot be yourself, then you're not with the right person. You should be able to walk with that person in any which way and they can accept you. Now, they're never going to, maybe you're going to have an argument. I won't even say, I don't think I've ever had an argument because there's a way of communication, which I'm doing a video next week on communication. So that will be really a good one if you need more communication tools. However, communication goes both ways. So they have to be honest and truthful with you. You have to be able to not walk on eggshells. They have to not be. So you have to be accepting of both. Everybody has a story before you meet them. Everybody. And the older you are, the harder it is because you have a lot of stories, let me tell you. So it's like, can you join those 2 people together because you've got now a big history and it's not together. And how truthful can you be? For the first card out, though, we have the 9 of Swords. Second card, we have the King of Cups in reverse. And the third card out is the 7 of Pentacles. Wow, somebody is really going through something and they're terrified. I don't know what that is. I don't feel it physical. Somebody is just, and the King of Cups usually, the King of Cups is about your heart and things like that. However, at this point in time, with these 2 things, and he came in reverse, somebody is really going through a lot of anxiety. They're going through a lot of turmoil. They're stressed out, stretched thin. They can't sleep, can't eat, can't. At least that's what they think. And that's because the focus isn't where it should be. And it is going to take work. It is work to get there. So let's see what else Divine has to share with that. Somebody's really going through something big. And they're scared. I got goosebumps all over my body. Somebody is just terrified. Whatever it is that you're going through, whoever this is for, you really have to reach for the divine for peace and wisdom and guidance. This is not an earthly battle for you. This is a spiritual battle. Yeah, definitely. Judgment. This is really a spiritual battle. I've got goosebumps everywhere. So when I say that, I mean that it's like everything seems to be coming at you. And this could be from earth things to be like, your car breaks down, the water heater goes out, you lose your job, you do all that kind of stuff. Or it could be actually something really internal that you have not dealt with, that you actually need to deal with. And you have to get to the foundation where it is from, and you have to be not fearful and face that fear. This is where I would say go watch the video on fear, because this is where you need to take that ram by the horns and look at him in the face and actually hold him and just go at him. This is where you need to butt heads and say, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. And you know why? Because I got the light, I got the power, I got the love, I got the divine. This is a spiritual warfare. And this is where I go through them a lot, because the closer I get to something that the divine wants me to have or do, man, I get pummeled. And it's like, you know what? Why do you keep doing this? Because you aren't going to win. You aren't going to win. So, but it is exhausting. Even when I put my guards up, it is exhausting. So we all get them. Yeah, you bugger. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? So we have, this is the thing. When we have the Judgment and the Ten of Pentacles next to each other, there is some decision making. There is some major decision making. Somebody is just really having a hard time. And this, thank you. So for somebody, this fear is this decision making to keep you from your rewards, to keep you from that. There's a distraction. Somebody's feeding you something. Hey, Felix. Somebody's feeding you something that you need to ignore. I hate to say it, but bullshit. They're feeding you some bullshit you need to ignore. You need to stay with the divine. You need to stay and go on your spiritual side and get that wisdom, the knowledge, and the guidance. Because there's a teaching lesson here. There is definitely a teaching lesson here. You got 2 pentacles. There is something that is actually going to come for you, for your rewards and everything. But this is who I'm talking about. This is that distraction. This is that somebody who doesn't want you to. It's like when I said before, well, the closer I get to something the divine wants me to have or do to boost me to another level, this bugger allows anybody and every distraction to come in to keep me bound to earth. No, I won't keep bound to earth. But let me tell you, it's hard. It is really hard, because whatever's coming up, when you face that fear, there's a partnership. And thank you. So the divine just said, I am your partner. I don't know who that's for, but the divine said the partnership is with me. And I agree with that, for those of you who don't. And this will go away. Your nightmares will go away. The calmness will come back. And it won't be so hard. But you really you're going to have a lot of distractions this week. And I don't listen to people anymore. I'll take their information and I'll look at it. Then I'll sort of do my own research about it, because you know what? We only say or think what we've been taught. And what have we been taught? We've been taught from the earth. We've been taught. It's sort of like our American history. Let's take this for an example. And this is where your truth comes in, this fear comes in. So that's why truth is not earth. Truth is divine. The reason why is, if you look at fear, fear is based on what? Scaring you up, Oh, if you don't do this, you're going to get a spanking. Fear. If you don't do this, if you don't go to college, or if you don't go to high school and graduate, you're not going to get a good job. Fear. We place fear in almost everything rather than love. Hey, what do you want to do in your life? Let's figure out ways to get there, rather than saying you have to go to college. And you know what? My daughter's 4.0. We found out that, well, I knew that college is all about a business, but she went to go look into colleges, and all colleges right now is a business. They don't care if you graduate. They'll push you through to graduate to keep that money and money coming in for their stuff. Fear. You've got to do it. And does it give her the better job? No, because you know what? Now you have to have a master's. And if you get a master's, that's not enough. Then it's got to be a PhD. It's all about this in the schools. It's not about education. Same with our history. Woo! Same with our history in America. We're taught about a certain way of living and all the way of our history, but it's a freaking lie. If you go back and do the research, that's why it's really important to not be fearful of what you're going through and what you're doing, to do the research, do the due diligence. But when it comes to, like I was sharing with Aries, knowledge is earth-based. Wisdom is spiritual-based. Where are you getting your knowledge from? All right. Going off. Queen of Wands and Justice. They're looking at each other, boy. A lot of communication. Something's going on with one of you guys, one of you Leos. This is not for everybody. Somebody's going through a legal battle and they are just freaking torn up and scared. This could be a legal battle over kids, could be a legal battle over a criminal thing. I mean, you take a look at a lot of the things that's going on here in the United States. You look at, even if somebody gets a misdemeanor, with these riotings, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you're arrested and they give you a misdemeanor, that F's up your life. Trust me, I'm in criminal justice. It will F up your life, because no longer does a job look at your felony record. They look at your misdemeanor record. Have you even been arrested? Yes. If you put yes in an application, the way these back doors work on job applications, it knocks you out. You think that you're getting through to put your application in. No, it's already knocked you out because you hit a button that said yes. So there's a lot to this. However, this is scaring somebody terribly. And I don't know what that is for somebody, but that definitely, and these two ladies are facing each other. There's a lot of communication, a lot of fear going into this, because there's some contract legal writing. I don't know what it is. I can see writing that something's being written up. So I do feel like something for somebody, it could be their family member is facing some legal issues. Jail is what I see. And this is what the devil's trying to keep somebody bound to. I don't know who that's for, but that's no fun. So we have the Seven of Cups. Boy, that energy just sucked way down, way down. Somebody's making really bad choices, and it did. But you know what? This is a good thing for whoever this is going through. So if this is you and this is a family member, a friend, or whatever, and they got caught up, just know that that even though if somebody did get arrested, or say even a ticket or a DUI or something, and it isn't real, but the thing is that what happens is in criminal justice is that they always say you're innocent until proven guilty. No, it's actually reversed. You're guilty until proven innocent. And by that time, nobody pays attention to that you're innocent. They pay attention to, ooh, you got arrested? Yeah, but it was dismissed. Oh, you just got arrested? No, that's the thing. There's somebody really struggling with this. but it's going to turn somebody's life completely around. So don't look at the negative of it. This is actually a very good teaching lesson for somebody, and we have to allow them to go through that process, or it will not change them. I don't know what Leo's family that's going for. Yeah, somebody's just really struggling with it. The Four of Cups, they're really focused in on this. They're really losing a lot. I've got goosebumps for somebody. I don't know who that is. I really don't know who that is, but this is really for somebody. Um, they're running down the wrong path. Somebody's running down the wrong path. Their life is just in turmoils. They don't know how to turn it around. And that's the reason why they don't know to turn around, because they're living by knowledge of earth and not of divine. Wow. That just brought my energies, wow, way down. So if somebody's going through that, you need to reach out, or just share or whatever, vent. Please, email me. I do know a lot about criminal justice. I do know about law, that kind of a stuff. That was my degree, for some of it. All right. So let's see what else is going on. Oh, well, gosh, where does time go, right? Let me see. Actually, yeah, let me see here. Divine, is there anything else that you want me to share with Leos? Somebody's bound. He says bondage, bondage. Somebody's really tied to something they need to let go of. Somebody is really fighting fear. So he has me look at these. Fear will keep you bound. Fear will keep you bound from your journey. Fear will keep you bound from the opportunities that you're supposed to have. Fear will keep you bound to living life not to the fullest. Again, if you want, go back and look at the fear video. I think it's not quite an hour, but it's I would say fear is the number one. And we either make a choice or a decision out of love, or we make a choice out of fear. And people say, no, they don't. Think about that. Well, what about serial killers? If you talk about serial killers, if you look back to their history and their past and the foundation of a serial killer, where was it broken? And most of the time, they're coming from a family that is either broken, or there's a lot of abuse, that kind of thing. Where does that start? Somebody to think the process. Fear starts from fear, and then it begins to build. Do they make right choices, wrong choices? No, don't come at me about that. My brother was murdered. I can go on and on about that. However, a serial killer does everything out of fear. And then when they get caught up in that bondage, because now they've done something they know that is horrible, they're going to keep that going, because what else do they have to lose? Fear. Or they could do it out of love and not do it. Make the choice. People when it comes to love, oh my gosh, people are like, love is a choice, people. Love is a choice. They're like, well, you can choose to love anybody you want. You can choose to be in love with anybody you want. It's a choice. It's a decision you make. It's not chemistry. There's part of it is chemistry. However, love is a choice. So whether and they say, well, I fell out of love. No, you choose to not love any longer. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm looking up the universe's energies. Oh my gosh. I can't make this up, guys. I can't make this up. Okay, the universe's energies. All right, here we go. So the universe is telling you that we've got double bondage. So somebody has to let go of the fear and grow. You need help, you need coaching, let me know. This is definitely a lesson for somebody. I can't make this up. You saw me shuffling. This is definitely a lesson for somebody that they are learning. Definitely. And the learning process is not only to face your fear, but it is also to where your decisions coming from, because everything is in turmoil. And this, but you're basing your decisions, and then the lastly for the universe is that the wheel of fortune is your choice in what you do. Look at that. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is phenomenal. This is a lot. I mean, gosh, this is like huge, because you have the choice to have the 10 of Pentacles. You have the choice to have not only the world, but the Wheel of Fortune is your choice. Amazing. But this guy, you've got to face your demons. You have to face your you have to stop the outside noise, focus in on you so that you can do that inner healing. Like I said, all signs are actually doing healing work right now. It's going to happen through February. This is the planets. This is the divine. We're being set up. So he's saying, you guys get ready. Lean on me when you're I'm not a singer, but I'm goofy though. But the thing is, this is if you start really getting that partnership with him, and this is all going to fade away. How you do that is just ask for protection and wisdom and guidance. And this will all go bye-bye. Oops. Bye-bye. Wow. You guys have a huge reading. I think this is the biggest one of the week. Huge. I'm going to have to, before I do this next reading, I'm going to have to lift myself up again. But whoever is having family trouble with the law, wow, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. This is a lesson. This is something that needs to happen for this lesson to change. Don't know who that's for. Allow that lesson to happen, and it will be fine. It will be fine. But the divine's working behind the scenes for something. I don't know what it is. So, but that's huge. But oh man, the law is just fighting. And even though if the person is innocent, they're fighting. I know a lot of corrupt people in criminal justice. That's why I stepped out. I said, I can't do this. It's too corrupt. And it's also too experimental, because they don't know, especially in the prison systems. They still experiment now. So that's why I stepped out. But the stuff I do know, I hope to help and educate others with. So anyway, Leos, big reading, big reading. So I hope you guys have a good week. Really face your fear, at least one fear. What fear do you have? Face it, challenge it. Don't challenge it, especially if you're talking about supernatural or paranormal. Do not challenge. Do not challenge it. But what I want you to do is confront it and say, you know what? I have the power. This is not going to happen. I am going to do this. I am going to make this happen. And if you've gone through abuse or sexual abuse or verbal abuse, emotional abuse, and you feel like you need to talk to somebody, send me an email. Been there, been through all the therapy, gone through college with psychology and all that kind of stuff, human behavior. Contact me, and that's fine. We'll see. I can chat with you, but it is free. But if we do need a one-on-one, that might be something you'd be interested in. All right. And if you want a reading as well. So you guys have a great, great week. Be safe. Lift those energies and vibrations up. Get rid of this little bugger here this week. Face your demons, face your fears, and love yourself and walk in love and truth. All right. And I hope to see you next week on the 18th. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And I don't forget to come and see me on the communication. That one I think I just posted yesterday is upcoming live on the 12th. 12 at 12. I thought I'd try to make it easy. All right. Take care, and we'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye, Star. Bye, Felix.